Hi Leo, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot here with your April 2019 reading. This month I'm just going back to basics and reading with the Smith-Rider-Waite deck because I'm feeling it, in particular the colors. I feel like they're very spring-like. There's a lot of yellows, so I hope you enjoy. I'm just going to get into the reading rather than talking too much in the beginning. So it is a 3-card spread, and in your position of what to focus on this month, you drew the Tower. So the Tower is an upsetting scene. It's clearly, an upheaval, and that's going to be a focus for you this month. It seems like there's something in your life that you need to let go of, and it's perhaps something that you've been given the chance to let go of several times before, and you've not done it. You've not cleared it out yourself. And, the universe kind of has a way of giving us eventually what we need, and as uncomfortable as the Tower is, you need it. Whatever it is, like, you're going to be better afterward. It's going to be, it's uncomfortable. And there's also like a lot of different levels, so don't let this particular picture scare you, because this is sort of like a depiction of the worst kind of it's still metaphorical, but it could be something, and I'm trying not to give the examples of like the worst Tower-esque things, because I think it's sort of alarmist and I don't want to scare people. So just keep in mind that it can be sort of like much bigger kind of like life things, life change, drastic life change, but it can also be smaller scale stuff, so it's still major arcana, so it's still more than just like an everyday occurrence kind of disruption, but just if you start to feel yourself going through something, and something where you're realizing this is uncomfortable, I'm losing control, try to remember that that you drew the Tower for this month, and that discomfort could be very necessary. And as difficult as it is to relinquish control, and sort of just let things like that take their course, you're gonna have to. We all have to sometimes. So, and again, like, it's a focus. It's not an inevitability. We all have, free will. And sorry that there's some bird noises because Perchik's in the corner over there, but I don't also want tarot readings to ever feel like destiny rather than a tool we work with. So just keep that in mind too. In your position of what to set aside, you drew the 5 of Swords. So in the 5 of Swords, there's a bit of a conflict between 2 people, or actually like 3 people, right? There was some kind of fought. And then you're over here and you've like won the swords, right? But it's sort of like at what cost did you win those? Because the other person's crying off over in the distance, this person's walking away, and so you've kind of like, and I say you sort of like very generally here, like I'm not saying you're literally doing this. I'll talk about what it means in a second for you, but you're kind of like looking at these relationships that have soured in the process of this fight. And so with swords, of course it's not a literal fight. Swords is intellect, can be communication a lot too, thought processes. And so as a set aside, you just want to make sure that you're being open to the things that other people have to say to you this month. So sometimes, particularly when it's a good friend who is honest with us and kind of gives us like the tough love and the honesty we need, we can be reluctant to hear those messages, and we can be defensive, and we can push them away, or we can even, like, you know, at our worst, I guess, kind of like bring up something about their life to show that like they're not perfect or whatever. But this month, especially because, you know, it is your Tower month, this month you want to set aside those very human inclinations to be self-defensive, to not listen to what other people have to say if it is critical, and just be much more observant and silent during those periods, and see what they have to say. And, you know, it doesn't mean that what someone is telling you has to be the gospel. You can certainly take it in, think about it, and then decide that that wasn't for you, and that's fine. But this card in your set aside is a message to not be reactionary to messages like that, and just be kind of more even keel, if you will, with people, even if the topic is an emotional one. You know, just try to keep that in mind, to listen to people first. Pause and then react later. In your position of additional consideration, you drew the Emperor reversed, which actually I feel is another card kind of reinforcing the same message of the Tower. It's funny to say reinforcing the Tower when the Tower is like a structural mishap. But because in the Emperor upright, we're looking at control, authority, kind of like a ruling over your domain, and it's reversed. And so it doesn't just mean the exact opposite of that, but it shows that there's a struggle here, and you're not acting in your fullest version of you as your own personal emperor. So giving up the control is you know, it's actually I'm thinking about it a little bit more, and it is quite a strength to be able to give up control for certain things. And so maybe it's less so that you're struggling to be the emperor in control, and as it is, the emperor's energy is a little bit changed. And so it's not like a negative, the giving up of control. And sorry, it's kind of early, it's the morning, and I'm not sure if I said that well, but it's reinforcing the Tower. I was just sort of like going through my own process of like how I think of the Emperor upright and reversed, but you don't need to go with me on that journey. So so it's, you know, it's uncomfortable. A person upside down is not the easiest. Reversals by their nature, I think, all have a little bit of discomfort, just because looking at an image upside down is a little like perturbing, right? So that's your month. I know it was not the easiest message this month, but I do kind of want to remind that whatever you're going through this month is clearing the way for the months to be better ahead. So you're not going through the same kind of struggle over and over and over again. So you're just kind of like purging. So it's a good thing. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I upload the videos before the 1st of every month, and if you click the bell icon after subscribing, you'll be automatically notified as soon as I do that. So, oh wow, it just got much darker in here. Cloud must have passed. So that's it, Leo. Have a good April, you know, be gentle with yourself this month in particular, and I hope to see you back here for May. Bye.